Dedicated to my people, black people in every hood and every city. May we always rise together.
But that's why I love that's why I love these conversations. All right, let's just dive right into it, man. Like, we sitting here right now. I'm sitting here with New York Times best-selling author, you know what I mean, Salon editor at large, D. Watkins. You know, he's written some of my favorite books.
Thank you.
He's written some of my favorite shows, but more than any of that, like, bruh, like, I genuinely appreciate our friendship. I appreciate the fact that, like, I've been able to watch you go from the guy that was sitting in that photo of Johns Hopkins magazine, you know, the writers that are on the come up, and actually be here, you know, to have watched your come up through not just the cook up, the B side, We Speak for Ourselves, Black Boy Smile, you know what I mean? The Wire, Carmelo Anthony's memoir, you know, so many other projects that you've been a part of and you've been the architect of. I literally have watched you go through that process and remain solid, remain a pillar in the community.
Likewise, though, like I saw you grow as an artist, even conceptually. Like, one thing I always admire about you is that you constantly do it, like, every day. And I think one, I identify with that because I'm a person that tries every day. But two, I was inspired by that because it made me feel like I wasn't alone. Like, yo, I'm chipping away at this every day. And one thing I say about you and me that I think people can learn from, or I think it's just important just to mention and reference, is that we still here doing this shit. Like, when I started out, and when you was on a come up and you was getting your footing back in the city and getting your art shows together and stuff like that, there was so many artists around, so many writers around. There was so many people around, like, and these people weren't pedestrians. These motherfuckers were savages. They was good at. They could write their ass
cut
off.
Your head off.
Cut your fucking head off. We still here though. And we still here. Like,
let's talk about that though. Let's talk about how we actually met, because we never. I just realized this today when I was getting ready for this interview, because I very rarely like prepare myself for an interview, like do a certain amount of reading and catching up on what a person's been doing like currently. But like, we've known each other for a while and really been a part of each other's like lives, like on some real shit. So
did we meet on Christian Mingle?
Yo, hey yo.
Yeah, I'm fucking around.
That's the type of interview.
I'm fucking around.
If I'm, because I might have it wrong. I believe
deactivated my account.
I think we met. I think we met at that the Great Day in Baltimore shoot, or a little bit before that. But like, that was probably the first time that we actually
It was definitely around that time.
Yeah,
I knew who you were, and I knew about your ambition as an artist before I actually met you.
Right.
And I felt like around that time I was already comfortable, like, laughing and joking with you. So it may have been around that particular time when I think a lot of us were like literally still trying to figure this shit out.
Yeah, we were young. We were really young.
I was never young. I was old for a long time.
You were not old.
But
in terms of this game, in terms of like, I feel like we were still trying game.
I feel like we were still trying to figure it out. And it was like, and I think the cool thing about you, cool thing about Rags, and the cool thing about Devin, and, you know, about all of these different people that was in and out of this space was like, you know, Quintel be like, yo, you heard of the dude such and such? And I might be like, yo, I'm trying to get up with the dude, Maybin. You see that shit he painted? And you be like, yo, you know, the dude such and such, he do the poems, or he do the writing. Like, and it was more or less kind of like a word of mouth. Like, the word of mouth was kind of like more loud.
That's how I found out about you.
Yeah, the word of mouth was louder than social media. That's what I miss about that time, for real.
My cousin Q lived with me, and Q
got his ear to the streets, man.
He was a huge fan of you. He was the first one that told me, bro, you need to read this man's work. And I think that the first piece he gave me was, I think, Too Poor for Pop Culture. I think that was the first piece of yours that I read. I read something about you before that point, but that was the first piece of your writing that I read, and I was blown away. I was like, damn, like
Q put me on with a lot of stuff, man.
bro, like shout out to Q, Big Q,
I'm saying he's like a
he's a savant. Like he really is.
He's also like he's important to the city when it comes to like recognizing art and artists and interesting conversations about politics. And I almost feel like he should own a parlor.
He should.
I don't know what the fuck to call that shit.
Yo, shout out to Q. But this is why I love conversations like this, right? Because I never even thought about like having him be but in terms of our relationship, he literally was the person that put me on with your work. And one of the things I'm so thankful for Q because, of course, I came back to the city after getting drafted and being in the league. And Q was literally like one of the most pivotal figures in all of the stuff that I've done. Like you wrote about Melo. So everything that Bay did, everything that all of those guys that were mentors in his life did for him to help him create his impact in the streets. That's what Q did for me. And he was here all year round. I had to leave and go, to Buffalo, to New York, to all of these places that I was.
People.
Yeah, exactly.
I had to leave to go tackle
but he would be here to handle all of my initiatives while I was away. And he really helped to put me on with the people and the artwork and the characters and the culture that I needed to be consuming to really stay connected with home. And I know a lot of guys don't necessarily have somebody in that position that actually has their best interest at heart.
Absolutely.
That's not trying to steal from you. That's not trying to be jealous of you. Like I was really blessed to have people like Q and Blue in my life, to navigate those waters with me.
Rest in power to Blue, man.
Yeah, man.
Such a special person, man.
Yeah.
Special soul, man.
We've lost a lot of good ones. And
no doubt.
We've actually been in a friendship while experiencing a lot of those losses. Like we know what the inspiration that figures like Matthew Rice and my
man D Dave,
of course D Dave, Lil Scooter, like G Songs, you know what I'm saying? Like we could keep on throwing names down here. People like when I go back and look at G Songs,
wow, they shot the no shoot zone,
bruh.
How you shoot the no shoot zone?
Bruh.
Like
that's what I'm
out
saying.
Of control, yo.
And we still can we talk about that? Like, what's wrong with it? What like people ask us all the time why we're still here. And that was actually one of the questions I was going to ask later on. But I think that that's actually something to start the interview and the conversation around because
there's nothing special about why I'm here. I'm solely speaking for myself.
Okay.
I wouldn't put this on nobody else.
All right.
It's nothing special to why I'm here. I'm just still here because I truly believe this is where God wants me to be. And I think when God wants me to be in a different space, then I think the higher power will move me. I don't really,
but if you actually think that that's true, then why would you say that before that there's no special reason? If you literally think that God has you here for a reason, then why would you say there's nothing special about that?
Because I just don't really, I just see it because everybody shares that in my humble opinion. If everybody's in a place where God put him at, then it's not special because everybody does it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's only special if I got put on top of a mountain and nobody's on top of a mountain. No. You know what I mean?
I gotta respectfully disagree, and I'm gonna give you your flowers whether you want them or not. Like I know you well enough to know you've had plenty of opportunities to relocate and to go other places.
Absolutely.
To take your family, to take your talent, to take all of your skills and resources to places where some could say it's much easier to thrive.
If y'all watching this, I'm ready now.
Oh my God.
Fucking with you.
Nah, but I refute. Look, man, I don't know when this is going to air, but we just Father's Day just passed. All of these things just passed, and I've known you too long not to be able to celebrate the growth of the man that sits next to me now versus the man that I met, you know what I mean,
Yo,
years ago.
Can I say something? Can I
Go
say
ahead.
something like, I just want to say something like, because I don't really be, I don't, you know, I think, I know you understand this, but I don't really want people to get this fucked up when I say it. I don't know if I spend enough time in Baltimore. Like I said, I'm in New York twice a week now. After the pandemic, we ramped it back up. So I'm doing all these interviews again.
Right.
And then in between that, there's speaking gigs trickled in, or there's like the extended trips, like the San Francisco stuff I do. So I don't necessarily know. And I got spurts where I'm home, but I don't even know if I'm home enough to have a strong opinion on how the city runs and operates. I'm not like you have the, even though you travel too, you have the luxury of engaging these kids a lot. You know what I'm saying? You have the luxury of sitting down with certain politicians and different things like that. So your opinion, it means something. I don't know how much my opinion means in 2023 based on the amount of time I'm in this space. I truly, truly don't. I don't know. People are asking me stuff all the time. I know what I like. I know what I don't like. I know what I believe in. I know what I don't believe in. I know what absolutely sounds stupid. Like, I know it's certain stuff that people do, it just sounds dumb. You know what I mean? Like, oh,
but even the fact I'm accepting everything that you just said. I'm acknowledging that, but I'm still going back to this. Even the fact that you're asking yourself that question of how much time am I spending in this city? How much proximity do I have to the people that are making these decisions that allow me to speak informed about it? You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people aren't even all they need to do is be from here, and they feel like they have proximity.
Or not even be from here. Or not even be from here. Or not even be from here. Moved here a week ago and think they just literally know everything about everything.
Right.
It's so strange to me.
But when I speak about that, one of the things that I'm also acknowledging is, as you've grown, as you've ascended, as you've evolved, the people and the community that you serve have actually grown and evolved with you. I've watched you put people on that I will never speak publicly on, because I would never take away from the grind that they put in to get where they are. But I know that you're the type of person that finds ways of putting people in positions to succeed beside yourself, to find ways of elevating conversations and voices that need to have a platform in our community. And that's something that if we don't acknowledge and give people trophies for, we don't normalize it in the behaviors of the people that are coming behind us. And I want people to know, when you speak about D. Watkins, that you're speaking about a brilliant writer, that you're speaking about an amazing intellect, an amazing artist, but you're also speaking about somebody who made sure that they tilled the soil.
You know what else is dangerous? I don't talk about the good things I do anymore, because somewhere along the line, so in the beginning, I felt like if we promoted them, then more people would do it. And then that became kind of false.
Like, is it false, or is it just not what we would like to see? Because I ask myself the same question all the time.
No. You're on point. So look, so this what happens. Then people hear about it, and then they get envious because you're like some goody two shoes, and then they just hate you.
You ain't never.
Then there's the other part of it. Then there's the other part of it. Then there's the deeper existential question of, if I'm doing some shit that's good and I'm talking about it consistently, am I trying to spread that work so that other people do it? Because a part of me knows that most won't. Or am I only doing the good shit to make myself look good, therefore making me feel good? So the only way to feel honest, 100% honest, because I see people all.
Well, you don't promote half of the shit that you.
I don't. No, the shit I do now, I literally promote none of it.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, so for you to hold that opinion, you would have to be the type of person that was looking for that. And that's the thing. We share that.
It's only a matter of time.
Me and you do hella stuff that we will never talk about publicly.
It's only a matter of time before my name makes it to the call out train. When they call people out for, like, well, such and such is he don't do nothing for the city. Shit, yo. Like, he don't do a goddamn thing. And I'd be sitting on the internet one day and I'd be looking at these receipts, and I'd be like, yo, I got all these fucking receipts.
Right.
And because I don't fucking get a little podium and stand in the middle of the projects and be like, yo, I did this, I did this, I did that. It doesn't exist because I'm not doing this shit on video, or I'm not walking into a place with a big ass check that I can't carry and shit, a big ass check and shit. I seen the motherfucker.
But the impact,
yo, please let me say it. I seen the motherfucker present somebody with a check. It was a big ass check like this, but it was for like $500. I was like, yo,
you could have just gave me the regular. You could have just gave me the regular joint.
You could have just, yo. I'm like, yo, how's that lady gonna fit that check in that fit?
Yeah,
like, yo, it's a big, like, yo, you could have just gave her. Yo, but let me tell you what it is though. It's the hunger to be seen so bad. Different people in Baltimore who have funded different programs and funded different things.
Yeah.
I literally hear these people talk about what they funded more than their kids, more than what's happening in the world, more than anything. You'd be like, hey, what time is it? Oh, you know, I funded such and such. I'd be like, damn, okay, but I don't have my phone and I can't tell time on a watch. Do you know what time it is? And it's so, let me tell you, that makes me feel dirty. It makes me feel dirty because I don't want to feel like them.
But you're all right. So never at any point in time do you ask yourself, what about the fact that, all right, in order for us, right, to normalize a different normal than that, we have to actually show people what it looks like to do things just because they need to be done.
But how do they know you're doing it if you don't say it? You don't sell it.
You want to know how? You want to know how? Because other people are speaking for you. At this point, I ain't the biggest platform in the world, but every place that I go where they ask me who I'm inspired by, your name comes up. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not the only one. There are plenty of people that I've seen on platforms that matter that list not just you, but others that are adopting that same format of non-transactional.
You think we're moving in the right direction?
I think that we have to be. Okay. I'm not the type of person. Here's my thing. I was in a Uber with somebody earlier.
Got to figure out how to get my people to come back together. Got to get us to stop arguing with one another and start focusing on solutions. How do you bring your people together when we're so divided? How do we get our people to cooperate when we're constantly going to war with one another? How do we bring about peace when all we ever known is war and violence? I don't got all the answers, but man, we're gonna have to figure it out. We got to. There's no other option.